Commanders. Your journey ends here.
Hey everybody, this is Charlie from Cobra Reviews, and just want to say I hope you're having a wonderful day. This is going to be our review for Genshin Impact. If you liked the video, make sure to click that like button and subscribe to our channel for our latest reviews, and click on the notification button so you can be notified about our latest videos. Now for the review. So Genshin Impact takes place in the fantasy world of Teyvat. It's home to 7 different nations, each of which is tied to an element and ruled by a god associated with it, such as the city-state nation of Mondstadt, whose element is Anemo, the air element, and worships Barbatos, the animal archon, and the nation of Liyue, whose element is Geo, the earth or rock element, and they worship Rex Lapis, the Geo archon. The main story follows a set of twins not from this world, which you can choose to be either the male or female version of. They become the one referred to as the Traveler, which is the main character of the game. They've traveled across many worlds with their twin, but have become separated from them by an unknown god in Teyvat. The Traveler travels across Teyvat in search of their lost sibling with their companion, a childlike fairy named Paimon, and becomes involved in the affairs of the other nations, gods, and the world. So right off, I gotta say this is a really great game with its beautiful anime-inspired graphics and a bunch of fun. I've been playing since around December and have probably logged in over 80 plus hours, and I still find this game a lot of fun. It's an open-world RPG, so you can pretty much go wherever you want, although certain locations are going to have enemies you encounter that might be too difficult for you to fight, depending on the level of your characters. Notice how I said characters, not character. You're able to have a party of 4 characters at one time and be able to actively switch between characters in the middle of battle to be able to utilize different attacks and combinations of skills and elements. There are 7 different elements such as Anemo, which is air, Geo, which is earth, Pyro, which is fire, Cryo, which is ice, Hydro, which is water, Electro, which is lightning or electricity, and one called Dendro, which hasn't been revealed yet, but it's speculated to be nature-related since the name has Greek origins and a loose meaning of the word tree. Now the characters all use weapons in fighting and have a couple of different types, like archers who use bows, mages or magic users who don't use weapons but only use magical or elemental attacks, spear users, and 2 different kinds of sword users, a regular kind of sword or regular size ones, and then some that utilize a claymore or a bigger version of the sword. You can press the attack button a couple of times for your character to do their attack action or combo, or hold down the button to do a charge attack. Each character also has 2 unique combat skills based on their element, an elemental skill and an elemental burst. Now, one of them, the elemental skill, has a cooldown period but can be used again right after, and the other, the elemental burst, needs to gather energy you get from defeating enemies to charge up before you can use it again. Your character has a lot of freedom and can perform a lot of different actions, such as running, jumping, climbing, swimming, and gliding, and these actions are all limited by your stamina. You can even use your elemental abilities to do things like freeze water and walk on top of it, and other environment-altering actions. The game is really easy to learn, but has a lot of different aspects to it that can be a little complicated. For one, characters can have their strength increased with items such as artifacts that have different perks and additional ones for combining similar ones together. They can also get different weapons that all have different perks, which can increase in effect by being refined. You're able to level up your character by using items you get from completing quests and challenges, as well as defeating enemies and bosses. Bosses and challenges that reward highly valuable resources are scattered throughout the world, and while some bosses can be challenged weekly, some challenges can only be completed once. There are also different types of dungeons that can be challenged, but the bosses and dungeons take a currency called resin to attempt, and you only have so much of it a day until it regenerates. As your characters progress and you complete more of the story and game, your adventure rank increases, unlocking new quests, challenges, and raising the world level, which is a measure of how strong the enemies in the world are and the rarity of rewards you get from defeating them. There's some good things that make the game a little easier or help you along the way too, like the many teleportation nodes scattered throughout Teyvat that once you find and unlock, you can use wherever you want to fast travel to places you've already been, and also the statues of the Seven where you can heal and revive characters. Your characters can die if their health becomes too low, and they will still be in your party or group, but you won't be able to use them until you revive them, and you can also revive and heal your characters by giving them different food items. You can find food all over the place, from hunting animals, gathering fruit and vegetables, or purchasing them from a store. And there's even a little mini-game type thing where you can make dishes yourself around campfires. Ingredients can even be cooked into meals that regenerate health or boost stats like attack or defense. Items are also dropped from defeated enemies and found in hidden treasure chests that can be used in increasing a character's strength, and also ore that can be used to refine and enhance weapon strength or create weapons are usually found scattered around too. There's a multiplayer mode that's pretty much a co-op mode, and it's useful in teaming up to defeat certain bosses or helping out your friends, showing them the ropes, but it's definitely lacking and needs some polish in my opinion. Now, by completing quests, you can unlock 5 additional characters by completing the story, but more characters can only be unlocked by the game's gacha mechanic and in-game events. There's another part that gets very complicated in my opinion, which is there are several premium in-game currencies obtainable by playing the game, but also by in-app purchases using real money that can be used to unlock other characters and weapons. Now, something most people would say is that it's very similar to the concept of loot boxes, or others would say kind of closer to gambling, because you never know what you're going to get. There is a pity system that guarantees the player will receive rare items after a set number of draws, but I hear it can be pretty ridiculous, and that there are plenty of people who have spent literally hundreds of dollars or more to get characters or weapons that they really, really wanted. I just stick with whatever is free, and I've had no complaints. But they know what they're doing because, as I mentioned, this game has actually made $1 billion in 6 months since it was released. Now, these are characters and weapons that are available for a limited time, and sometimes, you might not ever see them again. So it's hard, I guess, to pass up the chance for when they are available. But like I said, this game is super fun and a really great game. I definitely give it an 8 out of 10. And it gets my must-play seal of approval, especially if you're a fan of games like Zelda Breath of the Wild, or anime, or just gacha games in general. Well, thanks for taking time out of your busy day and checking out this review. Remember to like the video and subscribe to our channel to keep up to date on our latest videos, and hit that notification button if you don't want to miss any. Also, make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And if you like watching video games, check out our live streams on Twitch, where we're streaming every day, and our other channel here on YouTube, where we post the streams at a later time. I'm Charlie Cobra, and have a great day.